Incorporating those moments of joy and fun into our daily routines isn't just a luxury, it is a necessity. It has profound benefits for our well-being, for our self-esteem, and for our relationships. Hi, I'm Jo Clark, and thanks so much for joining me today. This is the Redefining Midlife podcast, a podcast designed for the 40-plus woman who is determined to challenge society's myths and beliefs around midlife. It's for the woman who is inspired and ready to define midlife her way. Join me each week as I chat to health and wellness experts for up-to-date information on how to live well as some special conversations with incredible everyday women redefining what midlife can look like. Here's to making our next half of life even better than the first. Hi, and welcome to episode 92 of Redefining Midlife. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that is incredibly important, yet we often overlook it. This is all about finding and making time for fun and joy in our busy lives. Now, as women in midlife, we often find ourselves caught in a whirlwind of responsibilities. We're the caregivers, we're professionals, we're partners, we're mums, we're friends, and of course, we're so much more than all of that. And it's easy to see then how we can lose sight of ourselves and our own needs. I know of so many women who over the years have lost that spark and their sense of feeling of having any joy or fun. Maybe you've felt that yourself, or maybe you know someone close to you who does feel that way. Because let's face it, when you are time poor and when you are tired and you're low on energy, that whole idea of adding some fun and joy into your life might seem impossible, and it's nothing more than just wishful thinking. But here's the truth. Incorporating those moments of joy and fun into our daily routines isn't just a luxury, it is a necessity. It has profound benefits for our well-being, for our self-esteem, and for our relationships. So today's episode is going to be a reminder of the simple things in life that we do sometimes forget. We're going to explore how you can find small moments of joy, why it's not as difficult as it seems, and why that excuse of I'll get around to it when I've got more time is just that. It is an excuse. So let's just start a little bit by exploring the idea of time. Now, so many of us believe that finding time for fun and for joy means that you have to do something major, like you have to go traveling to a new place, or it's going to take up huge chunks of your time. But actually, that's not true. True joy can be found in those small, everyday moments. But it's just that we're often too busy or preoccupied to notice these moments or opportunities. Research has shown that these small bursts of happiness can actually have a big impact on our overall well-being. And according to a study that was published in the journal Emotion, frequent experiences of positive emotions can build our resilience, can enhance our social connections, and it can improve our overall life satisfaction. Now, I know personally, because I've felt it myself, life can feel really heavy with all of these big ongoing events that are happening in the world at the moment. And because so many of these are actually beyond our control, it's so easy to feel overwhelmed and it's easy to feel powerless. And also that constant exposure to distressing news, it can take a toll on our mental health. It can lead to increased anxiety, increased stress, and for some people, even depression. And the easy access we've got these days to so much information at our fingertips, it's not always a good thing. So finding those moments of joy and fun can be a powerful way to cope with all of this heaviness. And when we're part of activities that do bring us joy, we actually create a buffer against the negative effects of stress. And these joyful moments can provide almost like a mental break, allowing us to recharge and regain our emotional balance. Think of it like almost a mini vacation for your mind and for your spirit. So how can we find these small moments of joy? I'm going to tell you a few ideas and then I'm going to expand on them. So morning rituals. Start your day with something that you love doing. Now for you, it could be a cup of coffee or maybe your favourite tea. Perhaps a few minutes of stretching or listening just to a song that uplifts you. For me personally, I love taking a few moments to enjoy the quiet of the morning, and I love having a hot cup of coffee with my husband. It's just a simple pleasure, but it does set a positive tone for the rest of my day. Another one is to have mindful breaks. So throughout your day, take short mindful breaks. Step outside for breaths of fresh air. enjoy a piece of chocolate slowly, or take a few minutes to meditate. These little pauses can refresh your mind and spirit. So, for instance, I like to take a short walk around the block if I'm feeling overwhelmed, because it's amazing how just a few minutes in nature can actually reset your mood. Creative expression is the third one. So engage in creative activities that you enjoy. Now, it could even be as simple as doodling, knitting, gardening, or even cooking a new recipe. Creativity is a fantastic way to express yourself and find joy. The next one I want to talk about is connecting with loved ones. Take a few minutes to connect with someone you care about. Maybe a quick phone call, a text message, or even a brief chat. That can bring a lot of joy. It's easy to underestimate the power of these connections. Even a simple thinking of you text can brighten someone's day, and it can brighten yours too. So let's just build on these ideas a bit more and see how you could possibly add them into your daily routine to add more joy. So let's go back to morning rituals. Starting your day with intention can transform your entire day. So, for example, you could create a playlist of your favourite upbeat songs and dance around the kitchen while you make breakfast, or just listen to that music while you're getting dressed or driving to work. For me personally, I've put together a playlist of my favourite upbeat songs, and if my mood feels low, I put on this music and there is an instant change in my mood. Or perhaps if you prefer a quieter start to your day, spend a few moments practicing gratitude. Write down 3 things you're grateful for before the chaos of the day begins. This simple act can shift your mindset and set a positive tone. So think about, what could you do in your morning ritual? Now, the next one that I'm going to expand on are the mindful breaks. Now, these don't have to be long. Even a 5-minute break can make a significant difference. Step outside. Try practicing grounding. Take off your shoes. Stand barefoot on the grass. Feel that earth beneath you and take a few deep breaths. This practice is known as earthing, and that can reduce stress and improve your mood. It's been shown time and time again that simple reset can have a profound difference. Another idea, you could just keep a stash of your favourite healthy snacks or a special treat at your desk. Take a moment to savour it slowly. Pay attention to the taste and the texture. Mindfulness in eating can turn a simple snack into a joyful experience. And this reminds me back of the day when I was teaching young children and we did a mindfulness activity on just having a piece of chocolate in their mouth. But before they could actually do that, I made the children look at it, smell it, and imagine what it was going to taste like in their mouth before they actually did it. And they had to make sure it melted slowly in their mouth and not gobble it up. They really appreciated that whole taste and that sensation of chocolate because it was something that they hadn't actually slowed down to truly appreciate what it's like. The third one is creative expression. Now, creativity can be extremely therapeutic. If you enjoy writing, try keeping a journal where you can just jot down your thoughts, your dreams, or your experiences. Or just start on a small DIY project. It could be knitting a scarf, planting a mini herb garden, maybe painting on a canvas. That whole act of creating something with your hands can be deeply satisfying and incredibly joyful. The fourth one that I want to expand on was that whole connecting with loved ones. Now, human connection is vital for our happiness. So look at scheduling regular catch-ups with your family or your family members. Now, who is it that you haven't spoken to for a long time but they've been in your thoughts? It doesn't have to be a long conversation. Just a quick check-in, or maybe sharing a funny story can do wonders. Sending a funny meme or a video that you've even seen can be something that can spread joy. Look through photos of happy times with people that you love. Maybe you could even start something like a book club or a hobby group with friends. This not only gives you something to look forward to, but it also strengthens your relationships because you're sharing these experiences. And it's important to remember these moments don't need to be long. They don't have to be hard to do or flash or fancy. The key is consistency and mindfulness. By intentionally incorporating these small bursts of joy into your day, you can start to shift your mindset and see the positive effects on your self-worth and the relationships of the people around you. So let's just address more about the common belief that adding fun and joy takes a lot of effort and that you'll only get around to it when you've got more time. So thinking that you'll do it when you've got more time is a fallacy that so many of us fall into. The reality is, if we wait for the perfect moment or for when we've got more time, that time may never come. Life is always going to be busy, and there's always going to be something that demands our attention. So let's share a personal story here. Now, a few years ago, I found myself constantly saying, I'll do that when things calm down. So whether it was picking up a new hobby or spending more time with friends or simply taking a day off to relax, I just kept pushing it off. And guess what? Things never calmed down. In fact, a couple of years ago, things kept on ramping up. There was always another project, another responsibility, another drama happening, another reason to delay having and finding some joy. And then one day it hit me. If I just kept on waiting for that perfect time, I'm going to miss out on so much of life and so much joy. So I decided to start small. I began dedicating just 10 minutes a day to something that I absolutely loved. Going back to reading a book. I love reading. Tending to my garden. I really enjoy gardening. Listening to my favourite music. I love music. But those sort of things were put in the hard to do basket. I'll do it when I've got more time. But over time, those 10 minutes gradually grew and I found myself feeling more energized and more happy. So let's consider the question, how much time do you think you've got? Because as you reach the middle of life, this question needs to be asked by you more often. How much time do you think you've got? Life is unpredictable and our time is finite. Waiting for the right moment can lead to so many missed opportunities for joy and connection. And as a famous quote by John Lennon goes, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. So by simply prioritising joy now, even in small ways, you're not only improving your own well-being, but you're also improving your ability to care for others. Once again, when you feel fulfilled and when you're happy, you're better equipped to handle all of life's challenges that come your way, as well as to support those around you. So let's talk about what really does happen to our bodies when we experience joy and fun. When we do things that make us happy, our brains release a cocktail of feel-good chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. Now, these neurotransmitters play a crucial role in regulating our mood, reducing our stress, and promote an overall sense of well-being. Dopamine is often referred to as a reward chemical, and it's released when we achieve something or experience pleasure. Serotonin, that helps us to stabilise our mood and can promote feelings of happiness and well-being. Endorphins, which are sometimes called the body's natural painkillers, they're released in response to activities like exercise and laughter, and they can help reduce pain and boost pleasure. Now, these biochemical changes not only improve our mood, but they also have a positive effect and impact on our physical health. Regularly experiencing joy can lower our blood pressure and improve our immune function, and it can even reduce the risk of chronic diseases. So it's fascinating how something as simple as a good laugh or a moment of happiness can have such a profound effect on our health. And I don't have to remind you just how good it can feel when you've had a good belly laugh. Now, if you're not sure what brings you joy anymore because you've been so busy that you've forgotten, that's okay. After years of focusing on others, it can take time to rediscover your own passions and your own interests. And over time, they may have changed. So just start by trying new things or revisiting activities that you used to enjoy. Here are just a few suggestions that might get you started. The first thing you can do, just experiment. Try different activities and see what might click for you. Go to a workshop, join a club, or explore new hobbies. You actually might discover a new passion or rekindle an old one. Another thing you can do is just reflect. Think back to your childhood or your earlier years. What activities brought you joy? Can you incorporate any of those into your life now? Because sometimes looking back can provide clues to what might bring you joy today. The third one, which is an interesting one, is you could ask for input from others. And by that I mean just talk to your friends or your family members. They might remember things that you enjoyed that you've forgotten. They might suggest new activities that might align with your interest now. And it's always interesting to hear how others notice what makes us happier. The fourth thing you can do is journal. A great idea is to keep a joy journal. Each day, write down one thing that made you smile or brought you a sense of fun. And over time, you might see patterns that emerge that can guide you towards what brings you joy. This simple practice can actually help you become more aware of some of the positive moments in your life. It is actually a beautiful practice to have. Now, as well as giving us many positive personal benefits, finding joy can also improve our relationships with the people around us. And I'm sure you've noticed this many times yourself, that when we're happier, we tend to be more positive and engaged with everyone around us. Being more positive can actually help to strengthen our existing relationships. It helps us to be more patient, more understanding, and more connected. And sharing fun, the joyful experiences with the people we love, that actually helps to create lasting memories, and it deepens our bonds with them. It's also infectious. Your energy and joy is going to rub off onto the others around you. And doing things that make you happy can even help you meet new people and make friends. So whether it's joining a class, going to a community event, or getting involved in a hobby group, you're going to find others who share your interests. And these new connections can really brighten up your social life and give you just that little bit of extra support and company. Now, in wrapping up, use this short episode as a reminder to find time for fun and joy in your life. Ask yourself, could you possibly add more to your life? It's not only possible, but it is essential for living well. So start small, be consistent, and remember, you deserve moments of happiness just as much as anyone else. And by adding these moments into your daily routine, you're going to boost your well-being and your self-worth, and you're going to improve the relationships with the people around you. So thanks so much for joining me today on Redefining Midlife. I hope this episode has inspired you to start looking for those small moments of joy and to prioritise your own happiness. Remember, you are worthy of joy, and it's never too late to start finding it. So until next time, take care and find your joy in every day. Thanks so much for listening and sharing your time with me today. I'd love you to hit subscribe on Apple Podcast or your favourite podcast app to keep spreading these empowering messages. Please share this podcast with other incredible midlife women in your world. Join me again next week for another redefining midlife conversation. Thanks again for tuning in.